Oh my goodness, I just achieved 5 pounds on my path of weight loss. That was a benchmark. That was a hurdle that I just went over. I successfully navigated it, and then you celebrate. Hi, welcome to the Judy Torel Show, where I explore topics intended to optimize every body 50, 60, 70, and above. Hi everybody, and welcome to the Judy Torel Show. I'm Judy Torel, and I am a health coach and a fitness coach and a nutrition weight loss coach, and I have been in the fitness and well-being industry for 40 years. I am 59 years old myself, and my goal is to empower and optimize people who are over 50 to achieve their ideal bodies, whatever they have envisioned in their own minds, and that 50 and older is not too late. It's never too late. And that is my mission, is to fill the void for the people who are 50 and over towards that end, and that is optimization. I'm planning to live a long, long life into 120 years, and I don't want it to be drooling on myself. I want to be ambulatory and optimal. I want to be, running and doing races and events, because I am myself a 10-time Ironman. And an ultra-distance runner with multiple races of over 100 miles at once. I'm not saying that everybody that's listening to this podcast has an interest in doing that. I'm just saying that that is what I have achieved, and part of why I am, delivering these podcasts. In addition, I have a master's degree in counseling psychology, and I specialize in addictions, which is relative to these podcasts. This is my first series of 6, and in this series, I am focusing on how to reprogram your mind so that you can actually achieve weight loss. I have had my practice for 40 years. I've helped many, many, many people lose hundreds, tens of thousands of pounds, actually. And I have been privy to listening to people's minds, and you can get your information as to what is the right eating program for you, and have the knowledge and the information, and then still watch yourself not follow it. I've heard over and over again from my clients, I know what to do, I just got to get myself to do it. But from where I've sat and witnessed and listened, I have witnessed that there seems to be this pattern of thinking that many, many people run, and there's themes, and they will block you from actually being able to do what you know to do. So I am addressing the 6 top ones that I hear. This is number 3 in my installment in my series, and the one that I'm going to address today is the scenario where somebody has like 60, 70, 100, maybe 150 pounds to lose. Not everybody is in this scenario, but sometimes people who have even less to lose, like 20, 30, or 40 pounds, might be doing this negative thinking pattern that blocks them from being able to follow their program. And the thought pattern is this. I have 100 pounds to lose, and I started a program, and I've lost 6 pounds already. But 6 pounds relative to 100 pounds, it's like, it's nothing. It's going to take me forever to achieve this. I don't even know if I will be able to. The path is just so daunting. It is so overwhelming. It seems like it's going to take forever. The 6 pounds I've lost doesn't even register. No one has said anything to me. I can't even feel it and see it. And then your brain starts to run with this, and it starts to get upset, and then it starts to get discouraged, and then before you know it, you're ordering pizza and wings and a margarita for your dinner, even though you had the dinner that was on your plan all ready to go. So, again, the mindset that's operating here is like, it's called globalization in cognitive behavioral therapy. And basically what it is that in this, you're taking the moment you're in, and the thought pattern you're having and the reaction you're having to that, and then you are globalizing it to, I'm feeling this way right now, and I'm going to feel this way forever. And therefore, it's very overwhelming, and it generally tends to not motivate somebody. I've had many clients say to me, because I have never personally been in the position where I have over 100 pounds to lose, But the clients who do have like this like large amount of weight to lose over and over express this, this mindset that they have, and it oftentimes results in, an inability to get like a good start going. Or they might get a little start and then they feel overwhelmed, they pull back, or they just can't even get themselves to engage in the program, even though they've gotten, a designed program for them to follow. So this sense of feeling just completely overwhelmed because, the path is just, the path that you have to engage in is just so big of a project, okay? All right, so that is the thinking that will block you from being able to follow the plan that you have. So, in this instance, it's like, I know what to do, but I can't get myself to do it with but this very specific thought, okay? So, the antidote to that, what do you have to do in your mind in order to not have this be a roadblock that stops you from having success? So I'm going to use a story from my own life. Like, again, I told you that I don't have I've never had the circumstances where I have 100 pounds to lose or a large amount of weight to lose. However, I am an ultra distance athlete, and I have done 20 plus ultra distance runs. And so an ultra distance run is anything over a marathon, but the ones that I was engaging in were timed races where you were trying to, achieve as many miles as you can within a certain time frame, or there was a goal distance to get, and you had to hit it within the certain time frame. So now I'm on a course, and this is a 100-mile run, and I'm at mile 50, and everything hurts. Like every cell in your body hurts. Your hair hurts, your joints hurt, your stomach hurts, your brain hurts. You've been going now for an extended period of time, and at 50 miles, you are looking ahead and you say, okay, I have another 50 miles to go. I am at the halfway point. I have to do what I just did, and I am hurting, and I have to repeat that with no break. So in a very similar way, that 50 miles at mile 50 in an ultra distance run, that's 100 miles, parallels when you're looking at, I have 100 pounds or 50 pounds or 150 pounds to lose, and the path and the project seems completely overwhelming. It seems impossible to me. That is the feeling I had at 50 miles in a 100-mile race. And so I think ahead. I say, okay, 50 miles, I'm halfway there. I've already done 50. And then my entire nervous system reacts to that and says, oh my God, I can't do it. I can't do another 50. And then you have to say, I take a breath, and I say, okay, calm down. All right, let me say, all right, that's actually 2 marathons. Like, you've already done 2 marathons. You've done an endless amount of marathons in your career. Like, you can do 2 marathons. And then I check in with my nervous system. And again, the nervous system goes, oh my God, no, I just can't. Everything hurts. All right, then I'm saying, okay, wait a minute. All right, what if I say, then like an hour, like this is going to take hours to do this next 50 miles, but like, if can you focus in on just an hour? And again, my nervous system goes, no, an hour, Jesus, this is going to take forever. Like, it's going to, like an hour at this level of pain and discomfort, like it just feels completely overwhelming. And then you say, okay, back up. All right, what if we focus on 1 mile? And this is all in my own head, by the way. Okay, Judy, 1 mile. Can you focus in on 1 mile? And that chunk up of 1 mile, I'm checking in with my nervous system, and my nervous system seems to say, you know what? Okay, maybe a mile. A mile seems like something I can maybe wrap my mind around. 50 miles? Oh my God, no. But 1 mile? I think I can focus in on that. And that's what I get my brain to do. And then we focus in on, me and my brain, we focus in on the 1 mile. And then one step at a time, achieve that mile. And then you focus in on the next mile, okay? What I'm illustrating for you is what I call chunking it up, okay? So let's go back to the weight loss equation. You hear your mind kind of flipping out about the amount of weight that you have to lose, the path and the time and the effort and the energy that it's going to take, and it bristles your nervous system, and it gets your heart palpitating, it makes you anxious, it gets you upset, and then you abandon. So, what I have had my clients do that I have had success helping lose 100 pounds and more is we chunk it up. Okay? Whenever a path seems overly daunting, if you can see what is the amount that your brain and your nervous system can kind of focus in on where it still can remain calm. There's a bit of feeling of I have to stretch to that, but like it doesn't seem completely overwhelming. So in the case of a weight loss equation of 100 pounds, like I generally what happens is someone can focus in on 5. And so we don't talk about, the 100 pounds, we don't talk about the 50 pounds, we don't talk about how long it's going to take. We say, okay, we're going to focus on 5 pounds. You're going to weigh yourself in, and that's going to be your start point. And then you're going to walk the path of the program that you have. And your goal that you're focused in on is 5 pounds. And the plans that I set up for people are generally 1 to 2 pounds of weight loss per week. So we're talking about somewhere about 3 weeks, 4 weeks maybe. And that seems to be a time frame where somebody's mind can latch onto and then not get overwhelmed and talk themselves out of it. Okay? So chunking up the weight loss journey into pieces, and then here's a very important part to this piece as well. When you hit that 5 pound mark, you celebrate it. And when I say celebrate it, I don't mean go out to dinner or give yourself the M&Ms as a treat. You just sit and you acknowledge, oh my goodness, I just achieved 5 pounds on my path of weight loss. That was a benchmark. That was a hurdle that I just went over. I successfully navigated it. And then you celebrate. You recognize. You acknowledge. You savor the good feelings of it. And that good feeling and that sense of achievement and accomplishment, and then you carry it forward to focus in on the next 5 pounds. Another metaphor for you and how I teach clients, and I do this myself, and you probably have a practice similar to this. I write down my to-do list every day in the morning. I have a list of things that I want to try to achieve that day. And then through the day, as I'm achieving them, I cross it off. Now, by the end of the day, I don't get them all crossed off. I don't achieve the whole, game, right? But I'm crossing off the ones that I achieve. And let me tell you something. When I cross off that achievement, even though there's 10 more to do, but I got that one and I crossed it off, that sense of, there's like a dopamine spill in your brain, and dopamine is the neurotransmitter that motivates action, okay? And there's feel-good chemicals that get released in the brain as well, serotonin for one. And so you cross that off, even though you haven't finished everything on the list, and that sense of achievement from that, and that dopamine spill, it feels good. And then it fuels you to then take the steps towards the next one you want to cross off. In the case of the weight loss, the 5 pounds, if you can stand in that and not let your brain go down the track of, I lost 5 pounds, but I have 95 more to go. And I have clients where this is the case. We get on the scale in their check-in sessions, and I'm seeing a weight loss that I'm really excited about, and I can see on their faces that they're not that very excited, and I'll say, what's wrong? And they're like, I know it's 5 pounds, but I have so much to lose. And I'm like, that is not the path that is going to help you to stay on this plan. 5 pounds is monumental. Before you started, you were stuck. Or maybe even gaining. So acknowledge that. You have to acknowledge the chunked up steps along the path. And maybe you want to treat yourself, but not to food. Maybe you want to treat yourself to a manicure. Maybe you want to treat yourself to, taking a half day at work and then, just enjoying being outside on a gorgeous spring day without having to be at work. Maybe it's you designate the time where you're going to go home and you're just going to sit in a lawn chair outside and just feel the sun on your body. Little savors and acknowledgments and little treats that celebrate and recognize the achievement of what you've done, of the chunking up along the path, is very, very important. So if your brain is living in a brain that, I have a lot of clients that are this perfectionistic. I'm not going to, give myself any acknowledgement unless I achieve the entire enchilada. You're probably not going to achieve the entire enchilada because it's these acknowledgments and these celebrations and these feel-goods along the path is what's going to get you to that 100 pounds down. So if you're not chunking it up and you're looking at the whole thing at once, if I was looking at the whole 100 miles at the beginning of the run, I probably would never even, I probably would maybe start and then be overwhelmed within the first, 5 to 10 minutes and then stop, You've got to chunk these things up in the weight loss game so that you can, kind of digest the first goal and use that as your stepping stone to actually engage the path, your program, and then give yourself the acknowledgments along those paths at each chunk so that you get the feel good. Because honestly, if you're not giving yourself on the path that feel good acknowledgement and recognition and sense of achievement, I can guarantee you this, that when you get to the goal, you're going to do the same thing. You're not going to even really recognize that achievement. You think you are, but you won't. And I've had this happen with clients. And then before you know it, you start gaining back. So, the recognition of the effort and the diligence and the consistency of taking the steps on the path is very, very important to the path and the success. So again, the mindset number 3 out of my series of 6 that is a saboteur and will block you from being able to do what you want to do with weight loss is, this path I'm on is so daunting. It's going to take so long. It is so overwhelming. My motivation when I think about it as a totality, goes down into the basement. The replacement thought in your brain is, okay, I'm going to chunk up this journey. I'm going to focus in on whatever it is that your brain, feels like it's a reach but not impossible. Maybe it's 5 pounds, maybe it's 1 pound, maybe it's 10 pounds. I don't know. It varies by the person. I do find that 5 pounds, though, is a good chunk. And then you're going to focus on that. And then when you achieve it, you're going to cross it off metaphorically in your brain on that list. And then you're going to recognize yourself and celebrate it. And then you're going to take the next chunk. And then chunk by chunk by chunk, that is how the 100 pounds gets lost. So if you're finding that, you're following my series or maybe you're not and you're just listening to this one, you're like, oh my God, these are insightful. I do want to draw your attention to a book that I wrote that is available on Amazon. And it is called, appropriately, Think This. The replacement thought of chunk it up, in this case, not that. Oh my God, I have 100 pounds to lose. It seems overwhelming and daunting. How to reprogram your mind for weight loss. There's 15 chapters in here, and each chapter is a different thought. And the way I tell people to use this book is go to the table of contents and then hit 3 of them that are your top ones, and they might not be in the order that I wrote them in. And then those are the chapters that you start with. There are chapters in here that are not in my top 6, because as I told you, there's 15 chapters in here. So if you're finding this series valuable, I'd highly recommend go to Amazon, get the book, and then start to use this as a tool on your weight loss journey. All right, everybody, thank you for listening, and stay tuned for the next installment, number 4. Thanks for listening, everybody. And if you'd like to have access to some of my additional resources, I can be found at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and on my website, www.judytorel.com.